Tomorrow I'm going to try and kidnap 30 business owners from Manchester, whisk them away and do it all without them expecting or suspecting a thing. For those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, the Hussel Society is part of my marketing company. We do things a bit weird, a bit different. It's easier to talk about the first event so you get an idea of what's going on. So the first event, let's recap.
So at our last event, we held in a burnt down warehouse. There was a pitch black room where speakers could talk about topics that they were knowledgeable on. We could listen, we could learn, and then I built a rage room where people could smash up plates, cars, and they could really release the anger. And the idea was to give an experience and also share value and give them something that they've never done before.
So you've seen how weird and wonderful it is. Literally, they don't know where they're going. They don't know what's going to be there. All they know is they're buying a ticket and they're going to get a text tomorrow at 9 in the morning telling them where to be with a password to access whatever it is. I thought if it's going to be worth sharing, I thought I'd film it. I think it's going to be quite cool. So who knows?
Today's the day we're doing the Hussel Society Halloween event. It's our second one. As usual, we don't tell anyone what's happening or where we're going. They get a text on the day with a location and they've got to turn up on time, may I add, which no one is today. And we're gonna take them to a secret surprise. And I'm not gonna tell you where it is just yet, but I can tell you that we won't be staying in Manchester, but they think we are. They're actually really comfortable to wear.
Ooh, spooky.
I told them to meet me at a bar and they sat in anticipation, not knowing what was coming next.
What are you expecting tonight, or what are you hoping?
Well, first thing is, like, who knows? Because no one really knows. Only Lewis knows. But I think, first of all, whatever it is, as long as it ends well, I'm happy. If we get to do something a bit unusual, something we can put on our CV and our storytelling boards, that would be fantastic. I don't want to come away feeling underwhelmed.
We'll talk about pressure. Cheers, Adam. Right, so anyway, in the background, I've been running around trying to sort out this damn bus and getting it into position, and then I walk the guys across.
Oh, wow.
What the fuck? I said a lot of trust going into this. I told you that.
Very excited. Very, very excited. I'd invited down multiple people from different industries to talk on trending topics and share value and insights. So, without any further ado, here is BusX 2022.
So have you ever had a gun held to your head?
Up to my head.
Well, I have. At 20, I was caught up in a bank robbery. So I was told I was lucky. I could choose, for this one moment, to define a young man's traumatised future, or it could simply be an interesting, perhaps even exciting story to tell one day. It crystallised for me how what happens in the moment is simply another experience, good or bad, and that we are lucky to choose our own future.
Yeah, out of curiosity, how many people actually are founders right now? Like, you have your own business. Okay. How many is this your first business? Keep your hands up if it is your first business. All right, put your hands down. How many is it your second or third or fourth or whatever? So, I think for me, if I can help champion other entrepreneurs, then I can help make a positive impact in the world. Don't just be an entrepreneur to make money, because when the shit hits the fan, you go find a corporate job. But if you find a passion, then you're gonna find a way to make it work. And if it doesn't work, you're gonna keep pursuing the passion in a different vehicle. And that's okay.
I just want you to be my personal brand. I don't care how much it costs. I want it to be you and only you. And that is powerful, right? It's so powerful. We try and persuade customers usually to buy from us and why they should buy from us. But instead, if you can attract to your brand, it's so much more powerful because you don't have to do any selling. They already know what you do because you're constantly nurturing through content. So lots of people get scared and don't understand what to post about. Now, what I started posting about was literally my journey as a startup founder and all of like the highs and the lows that come with that. Because as Thomas said earlier, you know, everybody talks about the glamorous style and like, hey, I became famous overnight, and that's not it. You just watch what other people are doing in this space and try to imitate that in your own voice. And that's just as simple as it goes.
So I'm like, okay, so I know the problem. I can see the lineup of people in demand. Well, that's what entrepreneurs do. We look at demand, and we look at problems, and we look at how we solve them. I launch my book on my podcast with nothing else. I sold 55,000 copies at 10 quid a copy. I don't have an agent, a publicist, I just have a book. I had a second book and a third book. And I make 7 figures off a podcast, and I just have a podcast. And that was fucking phenomenal. Because all of a sudden, everyone in the room was like, what the fuck? If I can just get in front of a guy that won't get on a phone with me on a podcast, I win.
I always had this idea of a community in my head, but I've just never found one for me. So that's why I decided to just create my own. So I appreciate everyone being involved. And we're 3 minutes away, by the way, from where we're going. Caleb, thank you very much for speaking.
Where do you think we are right now?
I don't even know if we're in the country.
Well, unfortunately, we were still in the country, except we'd ventured all the way over to Preston. See, I'd heard about this horror event, something so scary, terrifying and unique. I knew that nobody would have done it before, so that's where I went.
Hey, what are you thinking right now?
What have I signed up for?
Yeah.
The shorts and t-shirt.
Oh no, that bit's fine. I mean,
Any words? Yeah. What the fuck? Are you allowed to swear? I'm probably.
And with those final last words, we ventured into the forest of the unknown. I have to say, this was pretty scary. I'm really glad Sean went first. This is Greg. Greg does not like Halloween or scary things.
Victoria, not so
However, Greg is happy as Larry when it's not him that's getting pushed forward, so don't feel sorry for him.
brave now. Are we, Victoria? I like it when they scream.
I think it has been a raging success so far. We're halfway now, and all I know is that half of them are really strong and powerful people that are not scared of anything, and half of them shit their pants and the slightest hint of danger.
The jump scares aren't the best, but like when you see it coming, it's not too bad. But Greg, who's in our group, who you've been following, is hilarious.
I wasn't going to drink. I don't like it.
And just when Greg thought he was safe, it's almost as though she sensed his presence and made her way over to interact with some of the guests.
Why do that? Why make me uncomfortable like this, man? Dude, don't do it! Don't! I've got beer and whiskey. Dude, I've got beer and whiskey. Come on, listen, you're cute. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, great answer.
And so concludes the horror event. Cheers, Greg, for being a sport. I'm pretty sure that you made mine and most people's nights as we watched you run around screaming in terror. But yeah, that was it. I really enjoyed the event. I think it was a fantastic opportunity to get everyone together. And I think doing things differently really makes an impact. I really think that this is the way in which we're supposed to do business, through fun, excitement, and also sharing value and helping one another.
I'm really glad that you guys are all a part of that. I'm glad you're in the group chat and keep chatting. That's the whole point of this. Yeah, we do some fun stuff and we connect in a different environment in an enjoyable way. But the point is bringing everyone together to support one another to the next level, and I think that's what it's all about. And on that note,